Para que esperen y ya los que vengan ahorita, para que agarren tranza. Va a trabajar. ¿Ese tranza? Sí.
Well, he's doing really good, and just training him up to this race the same way we did the last race, trying to keep our workout spaced the same distance apart and doing the kind of keep him on the exact same program that worked last time, and just trusting in him to bring the talent. We bought him as a short yearling, and so he grew up in the field, and at home the babies hang out in the middle of the track, and I don't know if how that affects him mentally, but he got to see a lot of training before he was the one doing it, and we bought him because, and I've said it in 2 or 3 interviews, that he was a half to Johnny Unleashed, which is what sparked us to look at him, and we just had to have him, and he's built like more like a quarter horse, which is kind of the style I like, the compact and the muscles, and he's just real fluid. He's just really athletic. And so far going into this race, we haven't had any hiccups. We had all kinds of names swirling around for Joe, and it's funny because Joe Mills is one of our owners on him, and his dad also, or Joseph is the son, and Joe, and a lot of people, and then my wife's granddad, his name is Joe, so we like to let everybody think that he's named after them, but actually he kind of took the nickname from Joe Burrow, who was really hot at the time, and we thought we'd get a call or something from him saying, hey, see you named this badass horse after me, and just trying to have a little fun, Joe coming forward had some hiccups. He had a really bad cut on his one of his hind legs coming up, and but other than that, on him, we were really excited from the time we got him, and he never gave us any indication he wouldn't be great. He was always saying he was going to be great all the way growing up, and I think once you get a couple of horses in the barn, after Kiddadan, and he was a claimer of the year, and then we Current Climate, she gets overlooked because of these heavy hitters, and she's done really well. She won a stake. She's made $400,000, and she made it pretty quick after she was claimed for 25. We had Pure Panic the same time. We claimed him for 16. We got to run in the Claiming Crown. He didn't win the Claiming Crown, but he won races all over the place. And it's a lot of it's a lot of hard work. It's also a lot of luck in the claiming. There's been some that we haven't shook on at the claim box, and then some of them that we've won some popular shakes, and we've got lucky, and we're thankful for it. And when things come together, I told you before in one of the interviews, I've told my wife, I said, Brooklyn, I said, took a long time to get everything rolling, and I knew things would come together. When they did, I thought it would come in a wave, and you just don't want it to go the other. You want to keep it. You want it to level out a little bit, and because you're fortunate to get some of these good ones, and you don't always get a good one, whether you buy them at the sale or claim them. Race day for owners is a really big thing, and being not just with myself, but like Billy Stinson, he doesn't have a whole lot of horses, so during the week and stuff, there's not a lot of people in the barn, and then you get a big race and your barn's flooded. But my owners have been really good, and they gather over on the front side, and they know that we like to keep the barn quiet on race day, but they're over there partying, having a big time, and especially with Joe, he draws a pretty good crowd. Anytime because a lot of those owners live in Owensboro, and pretty much anytime you see somebody you haven't seen for a while, they want to know when Joe's going to run. You have one that you're looking forward to running in the preview weekend, that's nice because you can aim for those races and they're going to go. I mean, Ellis Park is of new. You know, it's not the old Ellis Park where you had races filled with local guys. There's a lot of you know, with more money you get more horses, better conditions. You know, the one thing that I've noticed this year, even though it's been really hot, we've been getting a lot bigger crowd. I don't know if there's any numbers been out on that, but I'm for Ellis Park. I would like to see Churchill revamp this place. You know, I remember when the old grandstand was here, and you know, I like to draw any attention. So with Kentucky Downs having this weekend here and drawing some attention to Ellis Park, well, we love it. You know, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but the Breeders' Cup this year is 5 furlongs, and we're hoping for just a couple races between now and then, and like to see a horse come from Ellis Park and go to the Breeders' Cup. That would be cool.
This is actually a destination for you, not just a stepping stone. I mean, you want to maybe get to the Breeders' Cup at Del Mar, but this is a big deal in and of itself.
This is this is a big purse. We want to win this race. You know, we're not looking past. You know, we do have a little bit of an ideal what we would perfect world we would like to happen, but no, we're aiming for this race. We're trying to be 100% for Sunday. You know, we're not using it for a prep. We've been using our works for a prep to win this one. You know, we're not. That's a big purse for us, $250,000. You know.